All right, Judas in the camera. The reason why I wanted to start this topic this morning was for a specific reason. Now, let me take the chat off before I start. I don't want no interruptions right now. One thing people should really realize and pay attention to is you take a part of the history of your history and you instill it and you make whatever idea you have to make for the future if you want to be part of that. Because old things had to be old and old tactics had to stay in the past. You always pick up a lesson, but you keep moving. Now, if we continue to keep making those same methods and the same movements, I think that it's going to make us some sort of difference. It'll make a little difference in a small portion of people, but I mean, to keep going on with the same thing over and over again is not. It's kind of making people with a brain pay attention to it. Now, lately, it's been people are constantly filming things and posting things and not really making sure you're presenting the full story of the situation. And number two, you ever heard of the term, no one man is above the crew or above the group or above the village? Anytime you see anybody sit and present himself or herself as if they are above the people or the group or the neighborhood or the community, you gotta be watchful of that. You really do, because you can lead by example, but if your example is too overbearing or too extreme to a point where you are stepping out of yourself, out of your peacefulness and your internal peace to, how can I say this? Show the same examples that has been done in the past. In my opinion, like I said, people can take this however you want to take it. In my opinion, you're leading with the same methods and you're not leading properly. I'm sorry. I gotta say this. Okay. Because if you got to lead by example, by not trying to be a general of every damn thing or over people. Because I don't understand how people just don't pay attention, like I said, to the past. You got to understand there's people that literally, and I didn't believe this until just observing over a decade of years of how there is people that actually get themselves into groups and things and infiltrate in a certain way to a point where it's so convincing that you think the shit is part of your neighborhood or your community. That's how deep it is. And you gotta be careful because there's things that has been given to people or teenagers or young people or whatever age, given to you for the future for you to do things to yourself. And if you're not aware of it, okay, you fall victim of it. Okay. This specific devil is so damn deep, and he's real intelligent, he's smart, but he's not wise. He's an evil MF. And I'm sorry to say, comes in many forms of complexions. But like I say, when I say something, I want to make sure it makes sense when I say it. It comes in many forms and complexions to a point so deep that the people that are supposed to lead in a positive direction can be redirected. Okay? That's what makes it hard to even trust sometimes your own. It's crazy because sometimes people get on camera and they present themselves as if, like I said, they over the group. If you know that the whole neighborhood or the community is part of you as well, you got to don't put yourself out there saying that you are, like I said, above everybody. Now, just because, and this is another thing that needs to be stopped, in my opinion. So I think because one person dies, that the rest of everyone else is going to follow along with that one person. If there's actually groups of people that wanna how can I say, fight for something that they know that's going to straighten their life out, you best believe it'll come in groups later. If multiple people pass away from something they believed in or they believe. Sometimes a single person is not going to really, you'll inspire a few people, but when it comes to that fear of actually suffering for it, that's what's going to make the group constantly keep dropping left and right. Drop, drop, drop. Because not everybody going to pay attention to it because of fear. Fear of suffering from doing the right thing. Now, I did something personally about 2 weeks ago, and I tested it out. And you know what? This is why I laugh. Because the devil and his minions, I'm going to say it like that, actually responded to it. See, they're going to continue to keep waiting for you to keep repeating the same shit over and over again. Snake in the grass going to always sit around and wait until you fuck up, until you do something stupid. And sometimes all it takes is just enough of people to do something real fucking dumb to mess it up for everyone else. And peace is one hell of a strategy, and it's a changing strategy. Certain shit that I dealt with personally, as far as racism or other elements that has been distracting me or trying to pull me down. Sometimes I didn't pay attention to it right away. But I knew for a fact that I had to respond in a certain way, because if I didn't, it'd keep, coming. So, like I said, don't always fall for the same script. Don't always be ready to jump at the high energy when you feel it. Be calm and chill. Be calm and chill out. And there's another thing people need to realize. Sometimes people go through shit because it's part of their lesson or something that they have done. People never know what people do with their life personally, or what they done to someone else. So people got to suffer any way they can get forms of suffering into. I even watched something, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, when that event happened, everybody just flipped out about it and everybody tripped out about it. But when you look in the lifestyle of that person, you got to really pay attention. And I was sat and watched thousands of people make an ass out themselves because they considered the dude was some type of hero to them. A effing hero. And I said, and I'm like, yo, when all that went down and all that stuff started settling down, all the information started to come out about the dude. And then you really started paying attention. Okay, damn, now I see this certain event wasn't even damn serious. It wasn't even real, to be honest with you. It was real in a way to a point where, like, all right, dude they took him out right in front of everybody. And didn't have to do him like that, but certain things he was doing, you don't know what he was a part of the whole time. But a lot of people that know what really took place, they seen what happened. And they understood what was going on. They understood that the dude was right with them. You understand what I'm saying? You never know if it was somebody, like, you know, they complain about these cops. How do you know that the dude that didn't beat up wasn't with them? So people really jumping the gun. You know what I'm saying? It's like this. I know a lot of people seen The Wizard of Oz. You never know who's behind the curtain the whole time while you sitting there cheering on the idiot that you think that was innocent. Don't be stupid, man. Don't be stupid. If a person is not conducting themselves in a proper manner, as far as their living or their speech, their language, okay, and a feeling that you get from people, you know if they're real or not. That's when you make your own personal judgment. Okay, keep it to yourself, but you'll feel a real person compared to a fake, phony person that's right with the enemy that you consider that they're enemy of. But I mean, when I really, when I did this test 2 weeks ago, and then all of a sudden your reaction came around just this past week that just passed, it just came back. And I laughed at it because I'm like, when people always waiting for something to happen, let me put it this way. That's how you can tell if somebody's telling you if you do something, right? If you do something and the people that react to it, that's how you know they telling you. Okay, they follow behind everything you do and everything you say. Like children, because you can tell they're children, they're dumb children because they will react to any and everything that you possibly say and do. And this is people that's supposed to be so called. Let me tell you something. Evil is powerful, but let me tell you like this. He's dumb. Dumb as hell. And as long as people keep sitting here reacting to every single thing that they do, all they need is you fools to put up a camera or a phone and say something about something. And like I said to somebody recently, I said, yo, your presence to the village, our unified presence in the village is the only thing that matters. You can sit here and scream and holler to these damn police all you want. Okay. But if you ain't sitting there, like, okay, they talking about, oh, they gonna be, it's gonna be a lot of people out here when they get cops stop certain people and this and that. Okay, understandable. But what good is you screaming and howling with the camera all up in their face, and you not even standing in a productive manner in a group unified at that? How you gonna get respect? You howling and screaming, and you got one person. What I seen the other day was crazy. You got one fool howling and screaming, got there to push aside the rest of all the other people that's standing out there. Then it's like, yo, y'all stay over there. Let me lead this thing. So when they take me out, let them keep coming to get you. man. Unorganized. Still unorganized. Still not paying attention. They all sitting around here talking about how they paid attention to the past people and this and that. Half the time, I don't believe that shit. I don't see it. I don't see it anymore. I don't want to hear that shit. I doubt you did. This is my opinion and my experience. It's only experience. Away from certain things, or so he's still in the same neighborhood, and he this and that, and he ain't getting caught up by the police and none of that shit. Something's up with that person. I'm sorry. I have 30 addresses under my belt. 30. You better pay attention and be careful. Watch who you want to lead you into the wrong direction. You better be careful, man. Especially if they ain't mentioning the Most High, okay? Or they ain't mentioning Christ, or they ain't mentioning Yeshua, whatever term y'all want to call it. Because I know there's debates with that. But if they ain't mentioning none of that, or they not standing in a unified front amongst the group in a proper manner and speaking and acting in a certain way, you better watch them. Because the same shit from the past is going to happen again. Watch. All them brothers from the past and people from the past that died and got hit up and was chased out of the country and all this other this and that shit, those are the people that was actually, I'm sorry, spiritually, or they fighting other things. Something's wrong. I don't get all hype, like me personally, I don't get all hype about, oh, this event just went on and they put a camera up, somebody hollering about their personal rights. And if you understood and you was really, you would know you got limited rights. And to be honest with you, if you pay attention real good, the only rights you have is God's right to live on the earth. If you still sitting around waiting for somebody else to tell you, another man standing in front of you howling and screaming this and that you got the right to do this and that, don't believe that shit. These people will do whatever they want to you anytime they want. You might have a little limitation. I call it elementary school rights. That's all the fuck it is. Better watch out for them. These fools can tell you to bring your children to their doctor's office, okay, and say this and that is diagnosed, and if you disagree, then I'm gonna get you in trouble. If you ain't listening to me when I'm telling you, I'm calling child services on you. That's how a lot of those children recently died from in the hospital because they were sitting here and misdiagnosed. They don't want to deal with a lawsuit. So what they do is they call services on you. Especially in Philadelphia, they do that. Oh, they love doing that. Before they go down, you will go down. You and your household go down quicker than anything. Okay? Those are the people I respect. If you a parent and you out here fighting for your child's health or your so-called well-being in the home and the school district and anything like that, or if you running from certain things that these people put on you, you're moving from house to house, those are the fighters. All this screaming and howling in front of a camera since like the past is getting old. It's getting old. Another thing, somebody questioned me the other day. They questioned me. They said, "How you got this? My hip hop name at that? How you got that name such and such? Now you know I'm not down with that. Number one." I say, see, that's the problem. Sometimes we take words and we make assumption that somebody's in a group or something. Okay. And they don't ask a question to the person first, but they will make assumption that, and that's how dumb the devil is. He will automatically put you in a group or something, just by something, maybe words or somebody might call you or something like that. He might hear you being called, but he won't understand shit. And he'll make a fool out of himself and a mistake by saying, okay, well, because this is not your name, so you part of with this group. No. When did you ever see me part of a group? You don't even really know me at that. You're making an ass out of yourself because nobody really came up to me and asked me that question. But I explained to the person why that was my artist name. Otherwise, if anyone else want to know person, ask me. As far as that, don't make assumptions. You won't never know. It might shock you why. But y'all gotta learn to be a little bit more calmer because you know what? When you get older in your age, you pass your 39, probably 40 or something like that, your body slow down. So you better learn how to start fighting from a different point of view and angle because all this hollering and screaming shit is past. It's the past methods. We got a lot of people denying the Bible, but let me tell you something. Don't be a fool and deny it because you're going to make a fool out of yourself. It's game in that book. And I'm using a street term now, but it's game in that book. I'm telling you. When you think you know everything and you got everything down pat, shit, you're going to be making a fool out of yourself. You got to learn how to keep the fruits of the spirit as you can when you conducting yourself in public or around people these days, because if you just flying off the handle, sometimes I can understand that people get upset in this and that. If you just flying off the handle and you're supposed to be an example or an elder for the neighborhood and the community, and the ones that love violence and this and that is cheering you on, right? And say you real and you this and that. But then when they really find out what type of person you are, they're going to be pissed off later. There's a brother I listen to sometime, but listen to him for a long time. But, Brother L, he called Brother L. He makes a bunch of commentary, MP3 files. He made over, I think, 100 or 200, something like that. So he has a lot of inspiring audio information about the prophets in the Bible. Okay, black prophets in the Bible. How internally it's a holy war. You got to fighting against the flesh, and there's a war between the flesh and the spirit. And if you just like I said, going back to the example of just yelling at these fools who took the oath to become, supposed to be police in the neighborhood and this and that. And you making a fool out yourself, but you leading by example? Really? Man, please. Please. Sometimes it's like a reaction. There's too many reactionaries where everything that goes on, somebody got to react to it. Okay, let me go make a video real quick about it. Let me go complain. Let me go get up and holler at these fools at the corner for everybody to see. And not really paying attention. Sometimes you want to change something. It'll take a while to change it, but you got to learn how to make that impact at the end, close to the end. Because you should know when to feel it when it comes. Okay? But who's going to pay attention to somebody that's just racing into destruction? And then when you get angry, you notice people start pushing you to the side. I don't care if you in the group with them. That don't mean nothing. You the one leading the damn group, so how is everybody going? And especially us black men together nowadays, we catch feelings even if somebody give us an instruction. Okay, depending on, the person, but some fools get offended. You can tell them, yo, you came in late. When you in the group, you came in too late. I'm gonna take such and such from you, and the rest of the people start laughing in the group. Somebody get offended by it. Then what they do? They most likely end up changing on you or trying to do something to destroy the group. We got a lot of internal conflict that we got to get rid of because it's a lot of feelings that we keep displaying. And in my opinion, it's fear. It's fear. You can keep yelling. Now, especially the cameras out now, you can keep filming. Ain't nothing gonna change by yourself, man. Fuck out of here. I picked up a lot living in Pennsylvania. Okay? I love Pennsylvania. I love Philadelphia. Trust me. All up and down North Philly and West Philly. I never lived in South Philly though. But it's amazing places, but it's too many. Everybody want to be the fucking chief, the general, control this and that, and think they can just do it by their damn self. I remember getting on a bus a long time ago, and I ain't gonna say what group of person. He was what do you call it? I don't think it was a captain or the leader of something. I remember back then, I got on a bus. It was the 3 bus at Kensington and front door. He happened to get on. And he gave me a hard ass grill and hard ass look. He had the little hat and the symbol and everything on. And I was like, damn, what the fuck was that about? Brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh damn, what was that about? And it was like, move out my way and it's it. Then I found out later on, somebody he used to go with, they said how he was, and okay, and that they explained it, why he was like that. I understand that, but you so angry that you even really willing to change on your own. That's a problem. That's a problem. But let me tell you something though. There is enough tough guys out here to do something overnight. And you know why it's not being done? For the same reason what I just said. I'm gonna give an example of what I'm trying to explain. You know how you hear dogs fighting and maybe the owner or something or the dog ends up biting the damn dog in the face or something. And you hear all this screaming and howling, this and that. Now when people hear that sometimes, they panic internally. And they get fearful. And they don't want to be involved in that. Or sometimes you just gotta run towards danger to straighten it out. Some people don't want to go towards that because they're hearing the sound of that problem. So what they do? Back away. So how the hell is people supposed to follow a lead of people that's doing the same sounds of those dogs that's by that one dog that bit the other dog in the face? Who's gonna run towards that when it's just you and one person and another person fighting? To look at that as some type of inspiration. People get fearful. Like I said, even if it sounds like that. That's the reason why people don't want to deal with it. Remember, right about now, you're supposed to be blending in with. There's nothing wrong with protecting your neighbor and the community and this and that. But you gotta understand, there's a higher power over what we want to do. You can't keep following certain men because they want to do something. Where are you getting this information and these instructions from? Who's saying you can do this? Who's saying this is the only method of doing something? I know I want to hear it. I'm going to go to the source that's internally trying to straighten me out. But if you keep listening to man, what he's telling you to do, you're going to be falling every time. I mean, they show y'all go to God first, Most High first. Okay? That's how you deal with it internally, because you know what I'm saying? You don't want to just, you got the right to defend yourself. Yeah. But which way of defending yourself? How are you able to defend yourself? Are you trying to protect the body or are you trying to protect the spirit? Which one is it? So people should really pay attention. You got two defenses. Which one you want to protect? Because there's no such thing as keep repeating the same methods from the past. There's a reason why it was done in the past. And then each and every time you turn around in the physical, it kept failing. Every time you turn around. And the whole time the book was saying that anybody that comes trying to, what do you call it, become a prophet, this and that should die. And that for the wrong reasons. That's the reason why they kept failing. Because instead of leading a damn group internally and spiritually correct, they kept trying to pay attention to the outer shell. So that's for people that want to keep coming here asking me questions about certain things. Let me tell you something. Deal with yourself. Be careful watching these fools with these cameras howling and screaming that shit. Be very careful. I'm telling y'all. Peace.